Hello everyone and welcome to what is possibly my first YouTube video. So I'm just going to be sharing my 2026 book journal spreads that I have created in this journal. I have a bit of a disclaimer that I don't know how to edit for YouTube yet, so I'm not sure how well this video is going to turn out or if it's even going to see the light of day. But besides that, this is my, I believe, 9x9 square dotted journal. I just bought it from Amazon. I believe it's meant to look like either a notebook therapy one or a oh, what's that other, it's a really common brand, oh, Archer and Olive. I'm not sure which one it was trying to copy, but I've seen like the actual ones and theirs look really nice too. I didn't know it was a knockoff until I saw those later. But without further ado, let's get straight into my 2026 book journal. Okay, so these are my first pages. I just added a bunch of like reading stickers and like fantasy stickers to this page so there was something on there. And then this is my cover page. It's not the best, but I am pleased with how it turned out. This is I don't actually know what my username is on YouTube currently, but this is my TikTok username for sure. So if you want to see possibly more put together content, but not really because I'm new to all of this, you might want to check that out. Otherwise, I'm gonna try to be posting on YouTube because it's been something on my bucket list for a while, but this might be the YouTube username as well. I'm not positive on that. But after the cover pages, we then go into my index page, which isn't completely accurate, and as you can see, I've whited it out quite a bit. But it's mostly accurate, so we love that. And then we have my reading goals for 2026. I made a whole video that is on my TikTok about why I'm lowering my reading goal this year, but basically it's just because I want to enjoy reading again, and trying to hit my goal, even though I've hit it consistently and gone over for the past 3 years, has been really stressful for me. So I'm just lowering it to 26 and I'm gonna see how that fares with this year. But then I have some book hopefuls for 2026, and excuse this is from Lena Journals. It has my name underneath this little envelope that I'm using, so I just didn't want to show my full name, but that's not fully there. So this is my book hopefuls for 2026, and as you can see, I just want reading to be fun again, essentially, but I just thought it was cute and I wanted it to be like the big message behind this reading journal this year, so that's why I went ahead and put that in there. So if I could actually get that back in the envelope, let's move on to the next page, which should be my reading tracker. Sorry, it's hard to tell what is the next page when my page is really thick. But so then if we focus on the left page here, we have my reading tracker, and I'm just going to be coloring them in if I read that day. That's going to be audio, ebook, physical book, anything. If I consumed a book in any type of capacity that day, is getting marked in this tracker. I did actually use a ruler for this. I tried to use a ruler for most of this because I cannot draw straight lines for anything. But the markers I used for this were actually really bad and leaked through, which is why I had, if you can see here, it even leaked through to here, and you totally just saw my name. I'm gonna have to edit that out. But anyways, these markers leaked through everywhere, so I didn't like them. I actually threw them out. They were bad quality. I'm not gonna even name them. Then we go on to my new releases. I already added some, but the issue I'm running into, as you can see with the whiteout, is that book releases are changing all the time. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do because I did this by month. And they're not even in like order because the dates change, and like as you see here, Till Quest US Part is 10/31, but then the next book is 10/1. So like it's just kind of so I can kind of get a picture of what's in each month. But with books changing, there's probably going to be a lot of whiteout on this page. But some books I just want to point out that I'm really excited for. We have Morgana and Oz Volume 4. That's a graphic novel series. I love that. The Thorn Queen. I also have enjoyed, what's the first one in that series? Ooh, it's gonna bother me. come back to that because I'm going to think of it in a minute, I'm sure. The Velvet Knife, this is like book 6 in the Truly Devious series. That's what got me back into reading like 5 years ago. So like I'm excited for it, but I don't remember what happened anymore. Then I'm excited for Ivelisse Hausman's new book, Till Quest Do Us Part. And then Adeline Grace's The Wretched Divine. The Rose Bargain. That's what The Thorn Queens is the sequel to that, and it's a completed duology after The Thorn Queen. So I'm excited for that, but I just try to make these kind of look like sticky notes or whatever. I don't know if I accomplished that, but it looks cute, I feel like, so I'm fine with it. Then we go into my genre tracker, which has like a lot of errors on this. As you can see, the fantasy page or marking is a little bit thicker than the other ones, but I read a lot of fantasy, like whether it's YA fantasy or adult fantasy, so I'm kind of okay with that. And then I spelled count wrong originally, so I kind of tried to fix that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna mark it, like if a book can be more than one genre is how I'm doing it. I'm just gonna look at the tags on, it's probably Storygraph or Fable, and see what it's tagging as, and mark like the top 3 for each book. And then each month we'll have like a color that designates the month, and you kind of see the goal or like the colors that go for each month as I flip through the rest of it. Now the next spreads are kind of boring, I'm gonna say. Like I didn't do themes or anything because I just wanted to get them all done. So they're all gonna be the same, so I'll go faster after I show the first month. But we have the January TBR. I don't on average read 10 books a month, but I like to mood read, so sometimes I will pick like 6 or 7 books for a TBR. But I just made myself room just in case out of nowhere I start accomplishing that many. And if I start doing TBRs for my audiobooks as well, because right now I'm not doing TBRs for my audiobooks, I need the extra room. So I just put 10 books for my TBR. Then we have my January tracker over here, and this is just going to be the book number I'm on, the title, the author, and then the stars out of 5, and I will do quarter and half ratings for here too. So that is pretty straightforward what's happening on this page. Then we have the stats page for the months, and I'm going to put the number of books I read, the number of pages read, average book length, average time to finish, average rating, the top 5 genres read, and then I'm going to do kind of like a little bar graph on here to show how many books was on there. Obviously I don't know the scale yet, so it'll be 0 to like 5 probably at most. And then we have formats read, so this is going to be like ebook, physical book, audiobook, and I'm just going to do a little, what is this called, pie graph for that. And I get all of this information usually from Storygraph. I think Fable has something similar too, but definitely not from Goodreads. I do use Goodreads because all my friends are on there, but for this type of stuff, I'm getting it usually from Storygraph. Then my top 3 favorite reads of the month. That might be ambitious because if I'm only finishing 5 books a month, I don't know if I'll have a top 3 really, like that I all love them, but I wanted to have options available. Then something I want to be better about is my physical TBR, so I'm putting my starting TBR and my ending TBR for each month because my goal is to at least read 1 book a month from my TBR, if not more. I would love it to be at least 2, but to try to not put stress on myself, like I said earlier, I'm gonna aim for just 1 from my physical TBR a month. Now, the next spreads are all pretty much the same, just in a different color palette for each month. So we have my February TBR on the left, and then my February tracker on the right. And then we have February stats, and then we go into March. March tracker, March stats, April TBR, April tracker. Oh, and something I should point out is the number of books is not gonna like restart at 1 each month. It's gonna be continuous. So say in April I'm on book like 12, then we'll say 12, 13, 14, and so on. I don't know if that matters to anyone, but to me, I just wanted to point that out because I would be like, how are you doing that? Then we have the April stats over here, the May TBR, May tracker. I promise some of these I'm noticing on camera, it's hard to read with the highlighting. It is a little easier to see in person. Also, I didn't know some of these markers were as dark as they were, so that was on me. Very new to bullet journaling in this sense, so yeah, this was my first go at really creating a book journal or anything like that from scratch. So then we have June TBR. Oh, I wrote the same thing twice, but June TBR, June tracker, June stats. And then we have a mid-year check-in. So favorite sequel, new release you haven't read yet but you want to, most anticipated release for the second half of the year, my biggest disappointment, biggest surprise, a new favorite author, newest fictional crush, book that made me cry, book that made me happy, favorite book so far, number of books read, pages read, average book length, average time to finish, average rating. Just some stuff I like seeing and kind of can guide me into the next year to see maybe like what I want to accomplish for the second half of the year. Then we go into the same things for the second half of the year. So we have July TBR, July tracker, July stats, August TBR, August tracker, August stats, September TBR, September tracker, September stats, October TBR, October tracker, October stats, November TBR, November tracking, November stats, December TBR, December tracking, and December stats. If you couldn't tell, I do celebrate Christmas, hence the red and the green for all of December. And then we have my 2026 reading stats. So for this, we have, similar to the halfway stats, we have the favorite series, biggest disappointment, biggest surprise, a new favorite author, newest fictional crush, book that made me cry, book that made me happy, number of books read, number of pages read, average book length, average time to finish, average rating, year starting TBR, and year ending TBR, which is going to be really fun to see, hopefully fun to see. And then I'll have my top 5 books of the year, my top 5 genres read. This will be similar like I was doing on the monthly spreads with the bar graph going this way. I'll have a color key this time though, and then formats read, a bigger pie chart for that. So again, all this is coming from Storygraph pretty much. If not Storygraph, Fable. I do also use Pagebound, but that's newer to me, so I can't recommend it yet because I haven't gotten used to it. And then we have the book clubs and buddy reads. I am not fully in a book club. My family tries to do a book club, but when I say that, we got to 1 book this year and it was like the first month of the year, so I don't know if that'll happen. I do sometimes do buddy reads with some of my friends, so I just wanted to make a spread so I knew when they had to be finished by. So like my friend and I, by like December, we were trying to have this book of Forgery of Fate done, so I would write that in December and maybe put like the exact date I needed it done by. But that's what this spread is, just because I'm not hugely into book clubs or buddy reads. I didn't feel like I needed a really long spread for that, like some other people have. Then we have the DNF Graveyard. This year I think I DNF'd 2 books, which is actually pretty good for me. I need to get better about it, but I don't know if this is this is probably too many because I really struggle with DNFing, but if I get better at it, this might not be enough. So I just kind of fit whatever I could on the page. And if I need to double up on a grave, I will. And all of these concepts kind of came from other people, especially the DNF Graveyard from Pinterest, but I can never find who the original owner of something is on Pinterest, so I can't tell you who started the DNF Graveyard trend, but I thought it was really cute, so I am borrowing it. Then we have Book of the Year, and I will just pick my favorite book of each month, put it here, and then they will go on and fight in other rounds until I have my Book of the Year. Something I've noticed some people are doing is doing like a runner-up of the year, so like, because I do agree that if your favorite book in like February, but you had another book that was 5 stars that you absolutely loved in February, like this year, 1 month I read Atmosphere and Project Hail Mary. Those are my top 2 books of the year, but just the way this chart works, Atmosphere is not even in the running for Book of the Year for 2025. And it's like, that is such a good book. I wish it was on the bracket. So I might do like a runner-up book bracket of the year somewhere, but that would have to get moved to the end of the journal, and I'll show you why in a minute. But then after these pages, we go on to what will be my actual like summaries and reviews, more in-depth reviews, which I don't know if I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna be so for real. I don't always like writing in a summary, but I want to see more information about it, so I might at least fill out the top part and not do the summary. But it's gonna include title, the publication year, just to see. I thought it would be fun to see like how many are from the year that I'm reading in, author, number of pages, date finished, date started. If I DNF'd it, it might still get a page because I might write why I DNF'd it. And then how did I consume it? Was it an ebook, a physical book, an audiobook, or was it an ARC? Because I do have NetGalley, so that would be fun to see how many ARCs I'm reading. Star rating, I'm going to probably put the amount of stars, and then next to it put like the actual rating in numbers, just because sometimes it gets convoluted when I draw the stars if that's like a 4.5 or a 4.25, because I'm not the best at drawing and filling in. Top 3 genres, it was favorite character or characters, a summary, and then basically the most important part I feel like is would I recommend this to someone? And sometimes this might be like a maybe, so I don't know if I should go in and add or conditionally, but just for the sake of this, I'm gonna say yes or no, I think, for now. And these will be filling out basically the rest of these pages all the way until I start what I started doing afterwards, which I think begins, here. So then, as you've seen so many people do, they have the bookshelves that they're gonna color in. So I just made this. This is again from Pinterest. I kind of stole the concept of this spread. Theirs looked a little different because I'm not as good at them as drawing, but I have 4 bookshelves and then a TBR cart, which matches the color of my TBR cart. And then on the back of the TBR cart, I have a key of what each book colored in will represent, like a 1-star to 5-star rating. And then I wrote the color of the Tombow marker I used just so I could be consistent in that. But this is how this spread turned out. I think it did turn out pretty cute. But yeah, the one that I saw did look better than mine. And that's okay, because I'm new to this. And then after that, another challenge I'm trying to do is read The Rainbow this year. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but I have penciled in where I'm gonna put the cover, because I'm gonna print out a cover of the book that matches the color associated with it. And then over here, I'm gonna put a cover that has like as much of the rainbow on it as it can, or if it has an actual rainbow on it, something like that. And I'm just gonna be looking at the end of each month if a book hit this, and then when I maybe hit like November, then I'll start trying to hit the colors or something if I haven't hit them all yet. But again, this was stolen from Pinterest, this concept. Then we have my NetGalley shelf. Now, I have a Books e-reader, so that's what this is modeled after, not a Kindle. So I know it looks a little different, but I'm gonna be putting my starting NetGalley ratio over here, which is really bad right now. I think I'm at 52%, which is better than where it was prior to the year, but still not great. And then my ending one, because my goal for the end of the year is to hit 80%, because that's what NetGalley recommends. If you're unfamiliar with NetGalley, it's a website where you can get access to advanced reader copies of ebooks, and it's really great. I will say I work in a library, so I do get approved. I've never actually been denied for a book, but I'm not like requesting hundreds of books either. So I know some people who don't work in libraries in the beginning have a harder time getting access to books, which is unfortunate. But once you get your ratio like where they want it to be at like 80, I think you get approved a lot more. So that's why I want to do my duty and get it back to 80, because I feel it's a little unfair of me to be getting approved all the time. So I'm trying not to check out any or like request anymore on NetGalley shelf, unless it's like a highly anticipated book. But otherwise, I'm gonna go through my backlog, which is over here. These are the ones I am entering 2026 with. As you can see, I have like 4 that are for 2026 release dates, so I do have time on these to get to. But as you can also see, I have 3 from 2024. I don't want to talk about those. No, I didn't know how NetGalley worked when I first got it, so I just requested and requested and requested and didn't understand the concept of it. So I have to go back and read these. Yeah. I also didn't know Guardians of Dawn Ami is book 2 at the time, so I do have to go and read book 1. I have heard kind of good things about that one though, so it might be fun. But I really got to go back and do these. And I have beef with the Tinkerbell and Enchanter's Tale book, so who knows if I will ever get to that one. I literally got 10 pages in and then DNF'd it. But because I want to get through this list, I'm going to go back and try to read it. And it's a me issue. It's not really the author's fault. It's a me issue, 100%. But yeah, so this is what I currently have. I do need to add like one more book to here because I wasn't sure if I was gonna read it this year or not, and that is The Thorn Queen by Sasha Peyton Smith. I was hoping to read it this year, but just because I want to get through holiday reads, I'm gonna probably read it more in like January, February, because it doesn't come out to April, I want to say. So that will also get added to the list. But besides that, I'm trying not to check out any more from NetGalley. But yeah, I thought this was a fun spread. I've never really seen anyone do this. Not to say I created it, I'm sure somebody out there has done it, but I just thought it was fun in a nice place for me to keep track and not get overwhelmed. And I don't think I will need another page because, like I said, I'm not going to try to request that many unless I really like get through all of these, which I'm gonna say doubtful. But if I do, then I'll just like add another page in with washi tape or something. But again, I don't think that'll happen. And then my last spread in this book, for now anyways, I might go back and add more, is Book Bingo. So obviously I have the free space, and then just some other ones I really enjoy that I think could be good to add to your own. But I have hashtag own voices. If you don't know, that is like reading from an author. An author is writing a character that they are part of, their identity. So like a Black author writing a Black character, that's an own voices. An autistic author writing an autistic character, that's their own voice. So things like that, and I just want to read more of those books. I try to do that already, but I just thought I really like the own voices hashtag. If you're unfamiliar, I think it started on Twitter. Don't know if it would still be on X because I deleted that app, but I think it's definitely on TikTok as well, and I gotta believe it's probably on YouTube too. Some other ones, I just did the author from Illinois. I'm from Illinois, so I thought it would be fun. And then read a book by a male author. I think this year I've only read one book by a male author. I don't know what it is. The issue is I don't really like men as the main characters because it's just harder for me to connect to them. And so it turns out, and a lot of the men are the main characters are written by men. So I need to work on this better, but Andy Weir I'm trying to get to in the new year, so that should count. I want to read more Brandon Sanderson because I would trust him with my whole heart, so he definitely counts. But yeah, just an idea. If you read one of a lot of gender, if you read a lot of male authors, maybe try female. If you read a lot of diversity with female and male, maybe try a non-binary author. I try to read mostly female. No, I don't try to read. I read mostly female and non-binary authors, so that's why I wanted male on there. And then some other ones, I do want to try to finish either like a novella or a graphic novel in one sitting. It's something I could definitely do with a graphic novel and novella maybe. I just thought that'd be fun. A book from a country you've never been to. I think I would like the author, like in tangent with this, to also be from that country, so that's kind of an own voices one. But I just thought that would be like a good one to read outside. And then I have some on here that are just like read with your pet by you, read outside for at least 20 minutes, like something like that. I thought that would be fun. A debut novel, and then this one's not even like reading a book, it's like watch a movie based on a book, but I just thought these were fun ones to do. Something like that. I don't know, read a biography or a memoir. I do every once in a while read those, but can't say it's very often on my list. If you know me, which you don't because I'm new to YouTube, but reading a book with 500 plus pages is like never on my list of things I want to do. So I do want to try to give that a chance this year, like letting books that are longer be on my list. But besides that, that's everything I have. I just have a little, oh, my nails are not gonna let me, but this is a pocket back here. I don't even think you can see it, sorry. There's a pocket back here, so I'm just probably gonna store some like book stickers in there and some extra papers. But this is my book journal for 2026. If you watch this video, thank you so much. If there's anything else you want to see, I have extended. I can show you my 2025 book journal, but I will say I did not create this. I was using this a reader's journal, and this was I got from TikTok Shop, and this was Wildflower Bookmarks. I did really enjoy this, and I thought it was really great. But I am getting more into crafting and journaling, so I did want to create my own this year. But that's not to say this one was bad by any means. So I could do a flip through of this one of what's included and what I got through this year. Some spreads I used, some I didn't. I think that's the great thing about it, is that there's so much variety in these. But this was also relatively cheap. I want to say this was like $10. So if you're interested in getting one pre-made, I would recommend them for sure. Another thing I do plan to do is, one, get better at editing videos on YouTube, but two, I plan to do a walkthrough of my Sterling ink for 2026. I have this set up as well, so if you want to see that, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna attempt to post this video with very little editing, because like I said, I don't know what to do, how to edit YouTube videos yet, so I need to figure that out. But again, if you stayed to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching.